Sitaram, Namaskar, Assalamu Alaikum, and good evening, everyone. Welcome, 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 especially to our virtual audience, most importantly virtual, to Naparima College's annual 2021 Diwali celebrations. And you know, I have to say, and I must say, audience, that given the restrictions of not being able to have and host a physical setting, a physical audience, as was the plan, the fact that we might be lacking in that regards, I assure you tonight, audience, our performances, our speakers, specifically performances, lack absolutely nothing. To invite our number one man, our front man, our principal, Mr. Raja Ali, as well as Ms. Rehan, to commence the lighting of the diya, and of course she will be offered a token of her service to this college. And you know, audience, I am without doubt that, as you know right now, mankind face an ordeal of the most grievous kind, where everyone's fate seems almost uncertain, undecided, unknown. But it is within tiny and minuscule moments the likes of these that gives the smallest scintillations of hope. And although that hope might lack the certainty that we so desire, it is that certainty that drives humanity forward, that allows for new inventions, for a new and better world, with new and better circumstance, and better people. And God willing, no more viruses, please Lord. And so let this diya be a symbol of that hope, a ubiquitism of that hope. Om Jai Lakshmi Mata, Maiya Jai Lakshmi Mata, tumko nis din sevat, tumko nis din sevat, har Vishnu dhata.
Om Jai Lakshmi Mata,
now have an address by the principal of Naparima College, Mr. Roger Ali.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, and good evening to everyone. When we hear the word Diwali, it may be interpreted differently by everyone. And so, Diwali honors the noble qualities of wisdom, compassion, grace, prosperity, beauty, and success. And so, let us fully appreciate that Diwali also represents mental and spiritual liberation, thoughtfulness, and righteousness. Therefore, the celebration of Diwali is not merely focused on the attainment of material possessions, but also on spiritual enlightenment. When we look around this evening, we will see many diyas beautifying our country. And so, the lighted diya is a symbol of light, a symbol of light over darkness, a symbol of light over intolerance. And while we seek positive and uplifting influences in our life, this light helps us to become examples of peace, justice, and unity. Diwali also asks each of us to engage in mindful introspect, to look deep in ourselves and to activate our inner light. Such profound reflections should encourage us not only to take greater responsibility of our own lives and action, but also to look beyond self, to the greater good of family, community, nation, and humanity. And I know that this is being done and continues to be done, especially as we look back at the year and a half as our country was plunged into our pandemic. It is something that none of us could have predicted. And so we saw a true outpour and a true representation of the true meaning of Diwali, that of peace, unity, selflessness, giving, and community togetherness. And so we too here at Naparima College strive for these qualities and also teach our young men to be selfless in their lives, to their school, to their families, to their community, and to the nation. I wish to express my gratitude to the Naparima College ICC for putting together yet another high-quality program for us to enjoy. I can safely say that our Diwali program is in safe hands as part of our curriculum, and it provides our young men to self-actualize in a spiritually enriched environment which fosters in our students a love for lifelong learning and the appreciation of all cultures and practices. Moreover, to the parents and teachers and to the students who supported this program, I thank you sincerely for understanding that academia is just one simple part or one aspect of our school life, and that the core and extracurricular activities also builds that individual's strength, and it also builds memories which will remain in your children forever. As we all celebrate Diwali this year, we know that we've had a year and a half of trying times. But this year, let us see that light as a gift of unity. Let us see that light which represents love as a building block to create better times, to create a better future for our country, to create a better world which can shine as bright as 1,000 suns. On behalf of the staff, students, parents, my family and I, we at Naparima College wish to extend to our nation a safe and happy Diwali 2021. Thank you.
We would now have an invocation dance by Miss Sunanda Mohib of Astra Girls College, and her piece will be titled Aradhana. Aradhana being a quite famous and popular Hindi girl's name, and it means to worship. Worship to the Lord with all might and soul. And Miss Lalamani, if I might, your name, Lalamani, is quite an interesting name. L for life, that you've lived so well. E for enrichment, the quality of the work that you've done and shared throughout your years at this college. Second E for expert, expert in your chosen career and your field of work, no doubt. L for listen, a good trait of yours. A for being aware of your surroundings, your students, their needs, their wants. A for action, that you've definitely taken over these 17 years. N for novel, do not make things too complicated in your work. And I for intense, your zest style of living, which I am certain you will most definitely enjoy after these 17 years here at this college. So without further ado, I invite Ms. Sunanda Mohib of Astra Girls College.
Jai Jagdish Hare to Reverend Jacob, our college chaplain, Mr. Roger Ali, acting principal, members of the Indian Cultural Club, staff and specially invited guests, past and present students of Naparima College, and the viewing and listening public. Good day and Sitaram to you all. It is a pleasure for me to bring greetings to you on behalf of the Association of Past Students on this auspicious occasion of Diwali. In a school that has a wide spectrum of skills, religions, and talents, the ICC has been the foundation in the lives of many of our past students, assisting in shaping their lives and careers, and continuing the same passion and reverence in their private lives. A passionate and long-standing group within the college, even during my time on the Hill led by Mr. Jamant Maraj, the club has opened our eyes to the many facets of life which may not have been necessarily taught in the classroom. During this time of reverence and reflection, Diwali itself is a victory, light over darkness. And the days and weeks leading up to this great important day, as we fast and pray, we focus less on ourselves and more on our eternal mothers and fathers. We in the association urge all of you in the ICC to continue to give back, continue to teach, and to be a shining light in a world that seems to want to drift into darkness. Keep moving forward and spreading the message of love, humility, dedication, and triumph over good, over evil. A happy Diwali to you all. Thank you, and Sitaram.
Second performance consists of an instrumental, a lower school item in fact, performed by Mr. Reginald Mohammed and Co., titled Diwali Melody. address by our school chaplain, Miss Litra Jacob.
A pleasant good day to everyone. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of the chaplain of Naparima College to truly take this opportunity to wish all of you on this your Diwali celebration a Shubh Diwali. The Presbyterian Church in Trinidad and Tobago, like most other churches, had a very humble beginning. With the guidance of the Canadian missionary, they took up the reign, no doubt, to lead and lead well. During this time, Trinidad and Tobago, when Dr. John Morton and the Canadian missionaries came our way, in Trinidad and Tobago, it would have been a home to a booming sugarcane industry, with the largest sugar refinery in the British Empire being built in St. Madeleine. The sugarcane estate would have been filled with indentured laborers as their workforce. And so Dr. Morton would have found it necessary to go into the sugarcane industry to not just spread the gospel, but to ensure that the children of the indentured laborers were given the opportunity to an education. And so the invitation would have given to them to come to the school. The Presbyterian presence in Trinidad and Tobago under Reverend Dr. John Morton and Reverend Dr. Kenneth Grant no doubt played an important role in that today we're here at Naparima College, a college started by the Presbyterian Canadian missionaries, a college that has done so well over the years. And so, as we gather together to celebrate this beautiful experience of Diwali, one of the most popular festivals of Hinduism, we note that Diwali symbolizes the spiritual victory of light over darkness, and good over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. The light of Diwali signifies a time to destroy all our dark desires and thoughts, eradicating the dark shadows and evils that exist in our world. And it gives us the strength and the zeal to carry on with our goodwill. By this implication of Diwali, light over darkness, it symbolizes that the people of today should implement purity and positivity over evil and negativity. This transformation will indeed create a better society throughout the universe. As we note today, my dear brothers and sisters, throughout this land and globally, people of various religious backgrounds do follow the teachings of light, the teaching that light brings, no doubt, some measure that illumines us from the darkness that surrounds us. As we celebrate this special day in the life of the Hindu community, it is my hope that we, as citizens of this land and students of this college, would allow the light that God illumines in all our life to shine so brightly that others will see the goodness of God in us and would be willing to do that which is right. For the last almost 2 years, the coronavirus pandemic constitutes no doubt an unprecedented global crisis, forcing the closure of our schools, and now our schools are open partially. As we gather together as a school and children are called to learn differently, and teachers and administrators are forced to look for different avenues and means to bring learning at a way in which children will be able to enjoy. I want to take this opportunity to also encourage you, the educators of our land, to press on. As you shine the light of knowledge, and as you take away that darkness of ignorance in the lives of the boys and the students of this country, as you use that light of education to allow them to shine and to shine brighter. As we look to the future, we must be guided by the values and principles who came before us. And those who came before us, our forefathers, saw the need to impress upon a nation to learn, a nation to use education to liberate its people. It is my prayer and hope as chaplain of Naparima College community, it is my hope and prayer that you will continue to press on in educating those that is before you and those who present themselves in a way and a willing way to learn. As you impart not only the academia, but as you impart as a denominational community, as you impart to them the ability to express their own religion in the way they know best, and to contribute to the culture of our nation as we build, and we build strongly together. May God bless you now and always. Thank you.
Heading into our third performance tonight, we will have a performance, a song actually, by Mr. Arvin and Amish Ramnarayan, titled, very famous piece, He Shad Dema. Now this bhajan, He Shad Dema, the lyrics of it is especially dedicated to Mata Saraswati in Hinduism, and this bhajan is mainly used as the prayer in most Hindu schools. It became quite a popular bhajan, composed by Miss Pamela Jane, and is also a sensation, as well as motivational prayer for all people. So please everyone, He Shad Dema, Arvin and Amish Ramnarayan.
तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने, विद्या का हमको वरदान दे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ।
I would now like to invite onto our virtual platform Miss Nanlal, one of the finest teachers here at this institution and the driving force, the Princess Margaret, behind a lot of what you're seeing here today. So, Miss Nanlal.
Sitaram. Today at this Diwali program 2021, we would like to take the opportunity to honor one of our beneficiaries, a person who has stood with us for the last 6 years, Pandit Ram Hargobind. Pandit Ram passed on to the ever after earlier this year, and in truth and in fact, he epitomizes love and humanity, and I want to let his family know that he will definitely be missed. Pandit Ram, at every Diwali program, no matter what function, as a matter of fact, that we had at the school at Naparima College, he found the time, he found the resources to ensure that it was a success. And I just want to let his family know, let his sons know, his wife know, that he will always remain in our hearts. We loved him dearly, we continue to love him. And even though he is no longer here, that we at Naparima College will still be a support to his wife and to his sons. Pandit Ram, wherever you are, may Bhagwan continue to take that soul and allow it to rest and allow it to enjoy the fruits of what you have paved here on earth with us. We love you dearly. Sitaram.
We would now have another performance today titled Haridwar Paro. And this piece is an upper school item performed by our very own lead singer, Vedanand Hargobind, accompanied by Marcus Raghuba and Aditya Bola, with Mr. Sandeep Lochan on the harmonium, Mr. Pravir Prasad on the dolak, Vivekanand Hargobind on the dantal and tapu, Akash Sukhdev and Vikram Bisram on accompanied percussion. Haridwar Paro, the song is dedicated to Lord Krishna, just as Sudama within this bhajan calls out for the doorkeeper to allow him into the Lord's home, into the Lord's abode. Just so, as is called in this bhajan, we should as well take the Lord's name with peace of mind, heart and soul. So please everyone, Haridwar Paro.
देखो देखो ये गरी कहा कृष्ण चंद्र विश्वास करने आए अरे द्वार पालो कन्हैया से कह दो किधर पे सुधामा गरीब आ गया है किधर पे सुधामा गरीब आ गया है अरे द्वार पालो कन्हैया से कह दो किधर पे सुधामा गरीब आ गया है अरे द्वार पालो कन्हैया से कह दो
नाम है सुदामा न सर पे है पगड़ी न तन पे है जामा बता दो कन्हैया को नाम है सुदामा न सर पे है पगड़ी न तन पे है जामा बता दो कन्हैया नाम है सुदामा न सर पे है पगड़ी न तन पे है जामा बता दो कन्हैया को नाम है सुदामा बता दो कन्हैया को नाम है सुदामा इकबाल मोहन सजरते हैं कह दो इकबाल मोहन सजरते हैं कह दो किधर पे सुदामा गरीब आ गया है किधर पे सुदामा गरीब आ गया है लेवार पालो कन्हैया से कह दो किधर पे सुदामा गरीब आ गया है किधर पे सुदामा गरीब आ गया है बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम 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 जय जय राम 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 बोलो राम जय जय राम श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ बोलो राम जय जय राम 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 रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र मम बंधु रामचंद्र दया सिंधु रामचंद्र मम बंधु रामचंद्र दया सिंधु रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुनाथा रामचंद्र जगन्नाथा रामचंद्र रघुनाथा रामचंद्र जगन्नाथा राम जय जय राम राम जय जय राम बोलो राम जय जय राम राम जय जय राम राम जय जय राम राम जय जय राम बोलो राम जय जय राम रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा
The honor is now mine to introduce our guest speaker for today, Pandit Deepak Maharaj. Short history on the Pandit. He was born into a family of Pandits and began practice at a very young and primitive age of just 7. He left NAPS in the year 2008 as club president. In that very year, prior to him leaving as president from NAPS, he won the secondary school's Sanskritic Sangam and swept the floor with his team of all awards. He graduated from UE 2013 with Doctor of Dental Surgery degree, and in 2016 he organized his very own dental office in the heart of Pinal, Dental Guru. He is known for his melodious voice and one of TNT's finest and most well-known violinists. So please everyone, Pandit Deepak Maharaj.
Hello. Let me begin by greeting all in our traditional way, which is Namaste, Jai Sitaram, principal, teachers, members of staff, students. It gives me immense pleasure and a tremendous honor to be given this opportunity to speak with you all briefly as it relates to Diwali, Deepavali. With the very greeting, which is Namaste, derived from two smaller words, Namo Aste, which verily means I bow to the divinity that is present before me. We do this greeting by clasping hands like this, and whomsoever this greeting is offered to, and we say that it means we are bowing to the, or paying tribute or salutation to the divinity that stands before us and that divinity that surrounds us. Diwali literally means rose of lights, Deepavali, rose of lights. And it is really this entire universe which is buzzing with this life, which is likened to this light. And we are simply celebrating this life. How does one recognize that they are surrounded by this light all around? The important place to start would be within oneself, where you realize that within oneself you have this light, this life, which is divine. And then you see that same thing reflected in everything and in everyone that you come into contact with. So Diwali, in as much as it is the lighting of a physical lamp, it is symbolic in that it is the igniting of this inner light that helps you to see. And when it helps you to see lucidly, you can realize that what you have within you is reflected on the outside, which, if we were to understand a little bit more, there is a prayer that is offered that says, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. And this translates the meaning, Asatoma Sadgamaya, from untruth to truth, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, from darkness to light, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, from death to immortality. So if you were to understand these terms a little bit better, from untruth to truth, from dark to light, and from death to immortality, this transition is really facilitated by understanding or knowledge, where one can be able to decipher or tell the difference between what is real and what is unreal. This body is essentially a combination of all of the elements. This is formed right here, and it is disintegrated right here in this plane. And it will return to all of the base elements from which it has been made right here. But the life that powers this body isn't made just here. That life comes from a divine source, comes from something far beyond our ability to conceptualize. And this life, even if the body has perfect function, if there is no life, that body is useless. And regardless of whatever level of health that body may be, once as life isn't existing in there, that body has no use. So this life really is the priceless quality that that body has. So our aim, when we understand this prayer, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality, we make this leap in understanding the difference in moving to that higher state, that higher plane of realization through knowledge. So lighting of the lamp is symbolic in that it's the coming of the being to that state of true understanding. In times gone by, when you would look at cartoons, you would see when a character gets an idea, there's a light bulb that goes off at the top of the head. And it really means that person has finally come to this grand realization, this grand epiphany, this realization, this eureka moment that, oh, I have finally found the light. I have finally seen the light. And this would be dramatized in the cartoon with the light bulb going on or going off above the head of the character. Inasmuch as this may be portrayed in a comical manner, it is quite profound in the deeper underlying message that it sends, which is knowledge empowers that individual to that true state of realization. Knowledge is what overcomes ignorance. As human beings, we are plagued by what in Vedanta, or the philosophy of Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, known as the 5 afflictions of the mind. The first one is known as avidya. Avidya means ignorance. The sad thing about ignorance is, many a times, we don't even realize how much we don't know. And this plague of ignorance is perhaps one of the most unfortunate situations that any individual can experience, not knowing. So that seeking after worldly enjoyment really puts us on a path where we are running around in a circle. We use the term spinning top in mud. We are just running after something that will continue to elude us, exhaust us, leave us tired and broken in the final analysis. So then we remove that rag, which is the likes, and the dislikes altogether. So some might think this really limits one or condemns one then to a very mundane, boring life. But it isn't that. It is, you don't need anything external to make you happy. You don't need anything external to bring you that joy. You experience that from within, simply by witnessing this grand show that is happening on the outside. So whether it rains or whether sun is hot, the individual can still find a reason to get up and be happy. So their state of happiness, their mental stability isn't affected by anything on the outside. So you eliminate those rag and dvesh, the likes and the dislikes. And then we suffer from something called abhinivesh. Abhinivesh means the fear of death. If you were to understand that our entire life, everything we do is really tailored and built around this fear of death, you would understand then that as free as we think we are, we really aren't that free. We live really as a prisoner held behind this chain or this barricade, fearing this death. That is inevitable. It must happen. I'm not advocating to live frivolously or live carefree. It is important to exercise caution, but at the same time, fear materialize in this manner. And we want to say to all of the students who are following and listening on, best wishes to you in your academic pursuits and in your spiritual pursuits as well. With this here, everyone, I want to thank you for your time and attention, and may the blessings of Lakshmi Mata, that goddess of wealth, health, prosperity, continue to dwell in the hearts and minds of all. Thank you. Namaste. Jai Sitaram.
Yet another performance tonight, an instrumental in fact, by Lisa Meyer Inder and Christopher Sitahal. Their piece is titled Kalhona Ho, and the song speaks about the mortality of life and about cherishing the present moment. It speaks about holding on to the people that truly love you and listen to your heart. And you know, oddly enough, even the lifespan, your lifespan of the number of years spent here at this college, Miss Trehan, has a mortality time check to it. And as we celebrate your retirement today, that time has indeed come. This piece, as mentioned before, also speaks of love and affection. And I most assuredly tell you, Miss Trehan, that we here at this college have nothing but love and affection towards you. So please, everyone, Kalhona Ho. guessed it, another performance, a song this time by Mr. Aditya Bola, our very own here at this college. His piece, Adaram Madhuram. And this is in worship and praise to Sri Krishna, and it goes into very great detail as to the beauty and grandeur of Sri Krishna ji. So everyone, Mr. Aditya Bola.
Adaram madhuram vadhanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam madhuram hridayam madhuram ganghanam madhuram madhuradhipate akilam madhuram Adaram madhuram vadhanam madhuram nayanam madhuram hasitam
Everyone. Diwali or Deepavali is one of the most culturally practiced Hindu festivals in our nation and diaspora. It simply signifies a concept of good over evil, light over darkness. In this global period of COVID-19, it feels like a reminder we may all need. The light of a single diya can illuminate the darkest room. What is this light? For us as students, it may be knowledge. With respect to the pandemic, it may be the brilliant minds in the medical science field in the world. The light of this diya is hope. Just like how in the Ramayana, when Sri Ram came back to Ayodhya, he was welcome in every home. We also need to accept him into our lives. Accept hope and accept faith. During this COVID-19 period, I'd like to leave you all with a message, a simple message for Diwali, and it is hope or faith can brighten the darkest of rooms. Thank you.
We would now have a dance by our dear own Miss Avani Briggs, Ekadanta Vakratundaya, her piece. Ekadanta, Lord with one tusk, Vakratundaya, with a curved trunk, as we offer this performance and these prayers to you, Ganesh Baba. We welcome everyone, Miss Avani Briggs.
Oh
गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुणगुरवे गुरुदैत्यकलक्षेत्रे गुरुधर्मसदाराध्याय गुरुपुत्रपरित्रात्रे गुरुपाखण्डखण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Sitaram aur Namaste. Shubh Diwali to all. I bow to the divine being in all of us. On this auspicious occasion of Diwali, I pray that Mother Lakshmi bless us all abundantly. Diwali or Deepavali is a universal festival celebrated throughout the entire world. The main theme of triumph of light over darkness, and that physical process of lighting the beautiful diya is something so significant. It is one which we look forward to every Diwali. On a spiritual level, it is one where we try to remove all the negative qualities in all of us, such as ignorance, hate, envy, anger, greed, by the light of knowledge, so that we become better human beings. On this very special occasion of the NAPS ICC Diwali Function 2021, this is my last one at the school of Naparima College, and after 37 years of teaching, I'm really so grateful for all the love and appreciation shown to me by the students. I have always been part of the Indian Cultural Club throughout my life, both as a student, at secondary school, at university level, and as a teacher at Princess Song Senior Comprehensive and Naparima College. The Naparima College ICC group has been, I can safely say, one of the most vibrant groups, founded by Mr. Jamwant Maharaj. And the whole theme of this group is one of participation, so that our students here and fellow teachers here and the NAPS community as a whole can experience the joy of Diwali and Indian culture in general. We have such a wealth of so many talented students here, and we as teachers, just want the students to show their performances so that we can get that appreciation. We live in a multicultural society, And it's important that we understand the need for tolerance and appreciation of each other's culture. And the Diwali program at this school, since I joined here in 2004, has been that. I've seen so much participation by both Hindu students and non-Hindu students of all different races. The students enjoy putting on their fine Indian wear, and they really get an appreciation. And like I tell the teachers, we as teachers who are in the club, we just give them guidance, and they are so talented. All they have to do is be a guide for the students, and they put forward, as you can see in the Diwali program being presented to you today. All right, so this is something I always look forward to as a student and as a teacher, organizing the Divali program and organizing for the students to take part in other cultural activities like the secondary school Sanskritic Sangam. All right, so I just want to express my appreciation today on this Diwali 2021. The students have in fact shown their appreciation to me, and I feel the love from you all. There have been so many students over the years, Mitra Maharaj, Riyad Bihari, all right, all of these students there, Shivam Pradesh, Craig, these are some of the names, Dave, and they've been at the forefront of organizing these functions. But let me not forget, if it wasn't for the parents and well-wishers of the school who have always made the success. When we started our Diwali program for an evening program, the auditorium will be packed, and parents such as the parent of Avinash Maharaj, I have to sing them out, has been steadily supplying us with refreshments. Another parent, Pandit Hargobin, since his children joined the school, he has been such a stalwart in our functions, and it was really sad when he passed away, but his two sons are here and they are continuing that tradition. So this program which you have seen here is an effort by all of the NAPS family, the teachers, the students, and their parents, and well-wishers of the club. Again, this year we are celebrating, through this very dark time, I would say, of COVID, we are hopefully defeating this. Once we follow all our protocols, we will get back hopefully next year to a normal program, and I look forward to being here. So, being my last program, let me just say I'm a bit sad. It's quite bittersweet not having a packed auditorium here. I'm very happy that the students have found the time to say thanks to me, and I appreciate all the love. Namaste and Sitaram and Shubh Diwali from my family. Thank you.
Our next performance, a past students item by some very precious and actually well-known past students here at Naparima College. Mr. Craig Sibu and his entourage will now be performing Ra Milan Kabhi Hoye.
रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिर हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिर हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिर देहारत वाणी इंद्रियन पैया देहारत वाणी इंद्रियन पैया भव के पंट चले
ओ भव के पंथ चले अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे मोहन शीर में जीवन निंदिया मोहन शीर में जीवन निंदिया भजन की भोर भई ओ भजन की भोर भई अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति तुरैया जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति तुरैया जीतो तब राम मिले ओ जीतो तब राम मिले अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम वेद पुराण शास्त्र बहुव्यंजन वेद पुराण शास्त्र बहुव्यंजन पाकर वंज बलि ओ पाकर वंज बलि अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे हरि हो राम मिलन हरि हो राम मिलन हरि हो राम मिलन कब हो अंधे सवाला गिरे
Without too much more sentiment, I would now like to invite Mr. Jaden Miraj Ali. Some here at this college call him Master, as he's known. I guess today he's able to fulfill his aspirations of becoming Master PRO of today's proceedings. And so he will be giving the vote of thanks to everyone who joined and made this program possible and what it is. So, Jaden Miraj Ali, everyone.
Sitaram, and a pleasant good day to everyone. My job today is a simple one, but the most important, for without these people, this production would not be possible and it would not be as successful as it is. Firstly, thanks to God Almighty for blessings to create this wonderful celebration of love, light, happiness, and faith. Thank you to Mr. Ali and the administration of Naparima College for being so accommodating and understanding. A special thank you to Mrs. Nanlal, who pulled together this entire event, coordinating and ensuring its success today, as well as Ms. Gaya Prasad and all other humble teachers within the club working behind the scenes. A special thank you to Mrs. Trehan. Thank you for all that you have done for the Indian Cultural Club throughout the years, and we will continue to ensure that your legacy is carried on through the years to come. To all our sponsors today, to Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Prasad of High Street San Fernando, Mr. and Mrs. Ram Jatan, Mr. and Mrs. Bachan, Mr. Vernon Prasad, Mr. and Mrs. Basdeo, Mr. Sukdeo and family, Mr. Hargobin and family Pandit Surendra, Mr. and Mrs. Mohip and family, Mr. Wilkinson Sitahal, Mr. Briggs and family, and the Ramnarayan family. These parents and sponsors worked tirelessly over the last few weeks, giving up their precious time to decorate, contribute to today's proceedings. To all our performers today, both past and present students, as well as students from other schools, thank you for gracing the stage today, for without you, there would be no concert. Thank you to the videographer, Mr. Vishal at Multimedia Creations, as well as Mr. Raghuba for the donation of the PA system. This production of the concert and sound engineering would not be possible without you guys. If I have overlooked anyone, I graciously apologize and say thank you on behalf of the principal and staff and the Indian Cultural Club of Naparima College. May Ma Lakshmi continue to shower blessings upon all of us. Sitaram.
Before I leave you all today, virtual audience, and bring this program to its halt and its closure, I have one small message for all of you, for all of us. And that is, within this weak sack of meat and bone, uncared for by nobody and wept for by nobody, beats a heart, a human heart, one that carries with it the strength and courage of all of mankind. Within that sack of meat is the hope, the will, sheer commitment and fury of every man, woman, and child that have come before. And within that weak sack of meat, fastened in thin armor and weapons only powerful in numbers, beats the heart of every man, woman, and child from every corner of this planet. And for thousands of years, the hearts of men and women and children have beat strongly. And through those heartbeat frequencies, we have managed to survive. And in these very grim, dark, and cosmic times, with nothing more than a melancholy atmosphere, during this global pandemic, we have survived as a human population, and we will continue to survive.